Hi, I'm Tristan Campbell. This is the Fast Cars. Okay, welcome back everyone to the vlog, and welcome to a new video. If you're new to the channel, please hit the smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you like these videos, please hit that bell for future notifications for future videos. Today I'm basically redoing a video that I recorded earlier, but I was angry, so a lot of it sounded biased. So today I'm going to be biased in a sense, but not that violent. Today I'm going to talk about road safety, traffic, and just overall maintenance on the road. I've just had a bunch of things happen lately that I'm not happy with. I'm very angry with. I'm holding some resent to it for allowing it to happen. And for me it's another learning curve, but it's also, in a sense, it was bound to happen. But I'll get into that now. It's a bit loud over here, so I'm just moving areas. I was gonna go sit down at my bridge. It's such a nice view. Let me show you here. So I don't know if you can hear me, but I usually just come sit here just to have a think, watch some cars, and just chill really. And you wouldn't really expect it, but there's a bridge overhanging the highway. For me, the sound of cars and just car spotting is relaxing. It also helps me to center, helps me to concentrate. Lots of different things. I hope you can hear me, because I don't think I could phrase that as good as I just did. Sorry, I'm saying a lot, but it's really warm, and when you're walking in warm, it's not exactly the easiest to talk and breathe with asthma. I think I see a nice cool spot, so I'm just gonna go there quickly, but on the way there I shall talk, because I'll always talk. So reason I keep doing all these negative videos is the slew of negative things that have happened in these past couple of months, and I feel like instead of dwelling on it, I'm gonna take these motherfuckers and turn it into a learning curve, which in any situation, that's what you should do. Yes, I'm gonna have some nasty things to say in this video, and yes, some of you may not like it. Some of you watching this video may not like it. You may go show it to other people, but I don't care. Just know that I live my life in a way that makes me happy, gives me understanding. I just tripped. So this is a nice area. I'm just taking another break. It's really warm. I think I'm going to blast my music after this and then go home. So just when it comes to road safety and everything, I'd like to talk about it more often. It's something that I'm very conscious about. I'd like people to, you know, become conscious about it. I'd like to make people aware of certain things on the road. Like, yeah, sorry, I keep getting distracted. So when it comes to people and driving, the first thing I'd like to say is driving isn't something that you do robotically. Robots can't drive, just to put it nicely. You may have these self-driving cars and everything, self-parking, etc., etc., but you still have to have some input in there. Yeah, you are basically in a relationship with the car. You and the car are one. You have to understand the car, you have to respect the car, you have to know right from wrong, and you have to respect everything that's, you know, everything that you're given, because having a car for me is a great gift. And yes, sometimes it may end negatively, but it's also a learning curve. Like I keep saying, negative things that happen is always a given learning curve, never something to bring you down. You always have to take that as a learning curve and you get back up from it. Yeah, when people aren't one with the car, things can happen that lead to worse things happening, and in the end it may even end up hurting other people on the road. And yeah, that's a bit silly, and yeah, my hair is going everywhere, please excuse it. It's unacceptable. Yeah, well, you have to have respect for the car, and you also have to have respect for people on the road. You also, you know, you have to respect the road. Jesus Christ, that's a big one. Respect the road. Even when the road doesn't deserve it, there's a few instances that they don't deserve respect, but you still have to respect them nevertheless. Yeah, there's a few major things I'd like to address, and I'd like to give my input on it. Starting with people talking on their phones. You are the highest piece of shit, in my opinion. When you talk on your phone, you heighten the risk for an accident. Yes, and that's a fact. Yeah, for every second that you are distracted is an hour in your life that, you know, that anything could go wrong. If you take your eyes away from the road for a second, you are endangering at least 5 other people around you. There's never just one other car on the road. You are not the only person on the road either. So, you know, it's a 50-50, you know, in a sense. Another thing I'd like to say, that when it comes to trying to contact people on the road, have Bluetooth CarPlay, or have something that won't distract you from the road. Yes, it's nice to have a chat in the car, but not when your phone's up to your head like this and you're talking to the person on the phone. Rather have your phone plugged into a phone holder on your dash, which is hooked up to Bluetooth CarPlay, and you have like an Alexa or something set up that you can just say answer the phone call, and then the phone answers for you. Maybe, you know, that could become a thing in the future if we don't have one in South Africa, but I know that Alexa and etc. is very helpful. Yeah, the less your hands are taken off the steering wheel, the better. Like I said, you and the car are one. The moment you and the car don't become one is a situation which could lead hazardous, it could lead to death even. Like you could even put it like relating it to a relationship. A relationship is 50-50. Same goes for your car. You and the car is 50-50. It's not any other ratio. Yes, you may not have as much power as the car. You may not have the computer that the car does. But you and the car, without you, the car cannot move. And without the car, you cannot move anywhere. Unless you'd like to walk like maybe 200 kilometers or however distance you want to go, walking there. Which, imagine walking, that far. Yeah, I do a lot of walking, so I understand. There's also drinking and driving. Please, if you're gonna drink and drive, rather just take yourself off the road. It's the safest thing to do. Go buy yourself your drinks and go home. Don't be doping on your fucking drink while you're driving. That's the worst of worst. Or you can go to a restaurant, have a good couple of drinks. I understand if you have to get into your own car and drive home, as long as you know that you can handle the fucking liquor that you're having. Which, another thing you have to have respect for anyway. I don't mind the music. You can have it on Walk 10 as long as you don't get distracted. You can sing to the radio, you can laugh, you can carry on, you can talk to people in the car. It's always nice to have that little bit of communication. Who likes a silent car anyway? And please, for the love of Mark, I've noticed this a lot, but people don't concentrate while they're on the road. They're not focused on the road. They're busy daydreaming, looking at the stars or something while they're driving. Which, when you're not focused on the road, you're going to have something happen. You can't be daydreaming and then get into an accident with someone and blame it on them. Meantime, you're the motherfucker who's to blame. So, you have to have full focus on the road, full awareness of your surroundings. If that goes for the person when you're at a stop street or something. That goes for the person who's in the right of passage and who's, same as the person who's in the wrong of passage. And, you have to have full awareness, because people in this fucking town, I've noticed, they don't stop at stop streets. They just race right through. When you don't watch the road and watch for those people who race through red lights and stop streets, you're the jackass as well. I just went through an instance where my sister was in an accident with where some cunt coming off the highway T-boned the person that she was with car. Because one, mainly in my opinion, is because the person that was with my sister was not watching the road, and two, the person just did not the person that ran through the stop street just did not care. Three, there was another variable, that the road was not nicely marked. The road was actually shoddy marked. Is actually still. There's no clear stop sign there. There's no actual stop sign. There's no way that you can see that you have to yield or stop at the street. So when you're coming off a highway like that, you have to just be careful, even when there's no signs. Please, I don't care if you're in a taxi or in a car or in whatever, or on a bicycle, for fuck's sake. Please, when you see some sort of intersection where two roads join up, take it as a yield or a stop street or something, especially even when there is no lines there to show you. That's the whole thing, you know. That also, it comes down to respect of the road and respect of other people around you. And yeah, that's a major thing, and it's saddening because those people in those two cars basically ruined my sister's childhood. Well, not childhood, they ruined my sister's life in it almost. They nearly killed my sister. If they killed my sister, I would have killed them, just to, you know, just to put it out there. Those people are pathetic. Those people are ridiculous. Those people, I have no words for those people. On the one end, they weren't aware of their surroundings and aware of the person that was you know, and the other one just wasn't aware of the road and just blasted through the stop street. I have no words for that, but anyway, moving on. Yeah, so right now I'm actually, to put it correctly, I'm at a stop street. So whilst there is basically no stop sign here, you can see there's a car there coming out of the thing. There is basically a stop sign on the road. Whilst there is no stop sign anywhere that you can see coming out of this intersection, you can see that, you know, there's this stuff. You have to be looking for this stuff as well as those suckers over there. You see these suckers? You have to. When it says you have to look at road speed that you're allowed, the speed limit, you have to look for yield signs, you have to look for stop signs, you have to look, I mean, for fuck's sake, I've seen people not slow down when it comes to speed bumps. When it comes to not slowing down at speed bumps, it's a major thing. Imagine if you come careering over a speed bump and it's not actually good for you, of good nick, and what happens? Your car's suspension fucks out, your chassis bends, a whole bunch of things will happen that should never happen, because, you know, people when they're driving should technically be careful. Speaking of which, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, when I said there's no stop sign, the stop sign is bent, and not only is it bent, it's hidden by these stupid succulents. My God, like, when it comes to certain things like that, personally, I'd have a stop sign on that side of the road, you know, on that side of the road, and I'd have one at the intersection over here, you know, not hidden by shrubs and shit, which is a major thing. And I mean, this intersection, while it's nicely marked and everything, there's some intersections where it isn't. Sorry, my road safety is a thing that I care about a lot, and it's something that I've noticed that people just don't care about. Now, when there's something I'd like to say, that when people don't have respect for the road and they blast through stop streets and they don't have awareness of the road, and they, you know, they're just doing everything that's not right, that you know, that doing everything that you shouldn't be doing that on the road. You should have your license removed from you, and you should go back to learning the K53 on your learners. I don't care how far you have to travel, but if you get caught with driving with the learners without another person present, that's tough. Even if you're a 40-year-old male, you know, I don't care, or a 35-year-old female, you should be taken down to your learners so you can learn the K53 over again. Because in my opinion, it's always nice to... I sat in a thorn. Multiple. So yeah, when you don't do everything right, you, like Niki Lauda said, there's a factor of risk, especially on the roads. You know, it's the same that goes for racing. When you're in a racetrack, there's a factor of risk. There's a risk that you could die. There's a risk that you'll get into an accident. There's a risk that you'll break bones. There's a risk. There's so many risks that... Now, I would be prepared to give the percentages, but I'm not too accurate on the percentages, so I'm going to leave that out. The same goes for the road. There's a risk that you can get into an accident. There's a risk you can die. And there's variables that you have to take into consideration, especially when you have children, or you are pregnant, or you know, etc., etc. Which, in my sense, if you're pregnant, you should be, you know, driving extra carefully because you're carrying a baby. The same goes for babies, children, you know. Please be aware of the passengers in your car, you know, before you make these stupid decisions and, yeah, decide, oh no, you're the lord of the road. Yeah, I must say, if you drive a Mercedes or a BMW, in my opinion, in my experience, you think you're the lord of the road and you're the fucking arsehole. I think you should, you know, there's so many BMW and Mercedes drivers and big SUV drivers that I've shouted at in the past while my mom's been driving, because they're not watching where they're driving. They're not fucking respecting other people on the road, and they think they're Lord Almighty on the road. And yeah, the same goes for people who don't own the top of the neck cars. So it's full circle. Yeah, to put it in another light, you... So there's so many pauses in this video, but yeah, it's a sensitive subject, but it's also a subject, like I said, is what I care about. You know, another thing I'd like to speak about anyway, moving on, I forgot what I was saying anyway, hooning for the car guys, hooning and doing, street drifts. You, please, please, don't get caught by the cops. It sucks to watch. It sucks to watch a guy who loves his car do a street drift or do a hoon on the road. Smoke show is what I call it. You know, have a little bit of fun, and they get caught by the fucking donut eaters. Yeah, please, when you do a hoon or you do a donut or you do a street drift, please be aware of the road. Make sure the road is clear, or if there is some cars on the road behind you, make sure that the cars have a decent stopping distance, that when they see you drifting or having fun doing a donut or doing whatever you feel like doing, that they have enough distance to be able to come to a stop and, you know, let you do your thing and go off, which in my opinion is the right way to go about it. Sorry, I'm busy cleaning my bag here. OCD is kicking in. Yeah, so yeah, the same goes for car guys. When you're a car guy or car girl or bikie, Jesus, the bikies, you know, you're the highest at risk when it comes to getting into an accident. There's so many people that I've seen who ride a bike and they've basically got themselves killed because they're getting too cocky with the vehicle. And yeah, which comes down to respect. You can't get too cocky with the car, because the car in the end will show you that it is superior to you, will try and prove it is superior to you, and you will end up in an accident or end up having something stupid happen. Yeah, so please, people, another thing, yeah, please, people, please just be careful, have awareness, do what is necessary. Yeah, another thing is when you see people crossing the road, I've had this happen one too many times to me. Please, people, when you see other people crossing the street on the road, do not accelerate towards them. Keep your distance. 2, please, for the love of Mark, stay at the pace that you were originally. When I see your car squatting and accelerating towards me, what's gonna happen? You're just gonna fucking cause problems. What if you accelerate like that one day and the person who's crossing the road cannot cross the road fast enough? What happens? You hit that person, the person goes over your fucking car, and then what? They could possibly die or break bones or whatever. And yeah, then I've lost any respect for you. Those people who I've seen who have accelerated towards me in the Westville area, sorry, but you've lost respect. I've seen it happen so many times that I just can't account for it, you know. I just can't give you one situation one good situation that, you know, I can give you a lesson from. Just the people walking on the road, you have to also be aware. In the end, the road is superior. The car is superior. The car can be broken. You can rebuy a car. You cannot buy another life. People have one life to live, and if you fuck it up for yourself, sorry. 90% of the time, well, not 90% of the time, 65% of the time, you'll make it out of it. But for that other, 35% of the time, you're probably gonna not make it. And yeah, so please do take what I've said into consideration, and do understand that what I'm saying here, I will probably in the future do another video on this, repeating myself. So anyway, that